guys, what's up? My name is Courtney Lawrence, otherwise known as the Bougie Psychic. I am based out of Boulder, Colorado, and I have been a practicing psychic for the last 2.5 years. And I'm still currently studying as a psychic student at the Boulder Psychic Institute. All right, to explain basically how a psychic reading works is I am going to be reading a soul basically on my reading screen. So I have been taught to be able to see psychically through my third eye a person's soul on a screen in front of me. And so I project that screen in front of me, and then the soul shows me images or stories or words or something that they relate to that I will be seeing that will help me get a better understanding of who they are, what they're going through in present time, and just basically any questions or concerns or anything that they want to talk about or want a healing on. So the coolest part about me performing a psychic reading is this. So just simply by reading and validating the energy that is on that other person or what they're going through, the soul can actually begin to heal itself. And so simply by me just saying, oh, it looks like you have some green energy over here, or it looks like your mom's really in your space about this and this is not allowing you to move forward. What the soul actually learns how to do is it just doesn't learn, it just does it. It actually begins to just heal itself and like pull these things out and remove energy. So a lot of the times while I'm giving readings, people can have physical sensations or they can have sudden realizations. These are all very common things that happen during a reading. Today though, the person that I'm going to be reading is Tana Mongeau. And so Tana's soul will appear in front of me. Now I can read souls, it's not like unethical. Reading is completely fine, but giving somebody a energy healing without their consent is not really ethical, and I would never participate in that. So I really want to stress that what I'm doing right now is very ethical, and you're allowed to like read whomever or whatever you want to read, as long as you don't go in and actually begin to tinker with them. People really, really don't like that. So I would never do that. And plus, Tana can heal herself, so independent woman, unless she wants a healing. All right, so again, I want to stress that this is all completely in present time. So today is March 19th, 2019 at about 5:30 Mountain Standard Time. So this is where Tana Mongeau is right now. So Tana, the first thing that I'm seeing is that there's this large disconnect between who you really are and how other people see you. And this looks like this is something that causes you a lot of pain. And I think that's why I'm kind of feeling it come in. People, you put up this like really, really like tough skin, almost like, oh yeah, like you can't, whatever, like the haters can say whatever they want about me. But it's like there's this like extreme pain around like, I wish they would just like really know me and like understand me. And this looks like this happens like not just like with YouTube, but just like with people around you. It's like these people have, all of these people have so many ideas or beliefs about you, and they don't even try to like get to know you on like this personal level, or even like when they try to get to know you, it's almost as if like you resist what they think about you so much that you end up almost like snapping into it. And it's like, oh, if this person thinks that you're this way and you don't really like how they think of you, you almost kind of like snap into that exact thing. It's like you resist it so much that you just end up becoming it. And this this is just not who you are. And it's like you almost have been taught that what other people see and like what other people believe you to be and how other people see you is more important than the way that you see yourself. And so it's this false belief that almost has you, this like unconscious programming that has you snap into exactly what other people perceive you to be. And it looks like there's just like so much about you that just, you're just a really, really deep person. A lot of people perhaps see you as like a drunken mess, or like this like party girl, or like whatever these, I don't know, these people see you as, almost like the negative, like very superficial type of person. Like, oh, I'm gonna go have this $1,000 mukbang at this fancy exclusive restaurant. But it's like there's just so much more to you, and it's like you really want to convey that almost in your videos, but you have a really hard time doing it because this reputation precedes you. And there's just like a lot of like misunderstanding, and it looks like this really, really bothers you because like you try to be as honest and like transparent as possible, but through the lens that people see you, it just like comes out as like lies, looking for attention, like wanting drama, and like all of this stuff. And this looks like this is just something that really, really bothers you, and it looks like it's like on your plate. It looks like this is on your plate. It looks like this is something that has been recently coming up again. It looks like this is kind of like a wound that you've had for your entire life, where people have all of these perceptions of you, and it's like you can't like almost be free to like flow and change and become this different person, or even show this side of you that's super, super deep and just really, really deep. That's, I just keep on getting the word. You're just like you're almost like pulling me, and you're like, please just like see me for who I am. I really just want to validate that like you are a genuinely deep soul that really lives for like stimulating conversations, like about not just like goofy ass shit like memes and stuff, but like somebody who like loves to truly get to know people on a soul to soul level. And it looks like that's what you're craving, is like can somebody see me? Can somebody see my soul? Like, I know like I present this way to the world and I try to be super honest, but even when you're super honest, it almost feels like there's like a disconnect. And it's like lights, camera, action, I'm on, and I have to present myself in this way. And that looks like that's been useful for you, but like also it just doesn't allow people to really, almost like you to gain true intimacy within friendships or close relationships. I am seeing that this happens with your boyfriend Brad, which is why it almost feels like sometimes you both against the world. But there's almost this feeling with him, and I'm gonna be like real and like spill some tea, that like he is through a relationship with a guy, like a guy seeing you for who you are, and a guy seeing you into your soul, that is the only way that you are validated on an unconscious level. Like, oh, he sees me, he sees me, and so therefore like I'm valid and I'm whole and I'm real. And like what this actually has you do is almost energetically put yourself inside of that other person and depend on them for validation. So it's like when that person isn't around, or they're like not talking to you, or like just something's happening, or they're like putting their attention elsewhere, it's like this can almost, it makes you really, really, really sad. And it looks like this has happened within a lot of your other relationships. So I'm seeing like Brad is a genuinely like really good person and all of this stuff, and really sees you for who you are. It's just when it comes to the validation for who you are, and like you feeling that, doing your best to almost try to give yourself that validation that you kind of sometimes put into like a man's hands, or a guy that you really love's hands. And usually you kind of tend to love these guys because they see you for who you are, and you see that they have a lot of deep qualities about them too. And so just allowing yourself to have your full self and being able to see yourself as this deep and amazing person outside of the relationship is going to really help you really make this relationship super, super like long, super like stable. You being able to validate yourself outside of Brad is what's going to keep you and Brad together for the long run. I'm still seeing like this major like third chakra. So third chakra is your, is almost like your battery, the way that you do things. And so in your third chakra, there's like this big blockage that I'm seeing that you're actually beginning to like heal on your own. I'm actually watching you like pull this like energy out where you stop yourself from doing the things that you love the most. You stop yourself, it's like two sides of this coin. You stop yourself from doing something sometimes out of like this fear of it not being perfect, like almost doing things to your full potential, or like trying really, really hard on something because there's a huge fear of failure. So if you try really, really, really hard on something and then people don't like it, or it's not as good as you want it to be, then you actually end up like not doing it, or kind of like almost like half-assing it, to avoid like the extreme repercussions of, or like the feeling of failure, or the feelings of shame that would come from you trying really hard and then failing. So it looks like you're like a really like talented person when it comes to singing and songwriting. And so when it comes to singing and songwriting, or like going on tour, or like writing these songs, it's like you want to try really hard. But there's also this part of you that's like, oh, it's safer to kind of just like put out this hit that like, oh, would for sure be a banger, but like it's on me like trying really hard to be this like artistic like person, or trying super, super hard. And it's not, I'm not like beating down whatever you've put out now. It just looks like you actually have so much more talent that you have almost yet to show the world. It's almost like this untapped part of you that you are so afraid of. It's like, okay, well, like if I try really hard, then like you become almost like your creative, like the thing that you create. It's like you associate yourself with it. So if somebody doesn't like that, then they don't like your soul, they don't like you. And so you don't even allow yourself to just fully like go for the thing, like almost like write the beautiful song lyrics, that like the most incredible song lyrics that you've ever written, like take like 20 hours to like write this song, or like write a melody, or do whatever you want in order to make music or go on tour, because of that extreme fear of, well, if I spend all this time on it and somebody hates it, then they hate me, and then I hate me, and then I'll hate myself. And it's just like this fear of that emotional pain of like feeling all this shame for like trying. What I'm seeing there is like what you're actually releasing this like dark orange energy out of your second chakra, and it was also like bleeding into your third. So it's like the feeling of shame that's associated with creating. So second chakra is feelings, third chakra is doing. So it's the feeling associated with doing something that you love and trying really hard, and that feeling of shame is always like tied into it, of like that fear of shame. So I'm watching you actually just clear that energy out. And what you're bringing in is this like bright and like happy yellow. And this yellow is like, it's just like happy sunshine. It's like, yay, I created the thing and it's great. And bringing in almost like a lot of self-validation. Like, okay, yeah, like maybe this person didn't think that what I created was great, but like I am so proud of myself for doing this. Like, this is awesome. So really like a lot of like self-validation, and also just excitement for creating things and spending that much time on them. So yeah, I feel pretty complete with that. I just wanted to try this out and maybe see if you'd watch it, and maybe see if this resonated with you. I hope you see this. Anybody else, if this resonates with them, it's really cool. If you actually clicked on this and you got a reading for yourself and this resonated with you, then you got a healing as well, which is really, really cool. So you had to match the energy. Yay! Okay, thanks y'all, bye.